Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. Having a lot of fun today with my special guest, Derek Day. He's an LA, California-based singer, songwriter, and a guitar virtuoso. As you can hear, right now we're listening to Nowhere off his upcoming, too soon to be released album called I Can't Imagine. And I think you can pre-save the album. I know that you can pre-save singles. Um, If that's not true, Derek, tell me. But I think you can pre-save that album and do so. This is my favorite album right now, my new favorite album. I was telling Derek I've spun it about three times, and we're doing it fourth time here on the show. And as soon as we hang up, I think I'm gonna have to blast it again for my late afternoon here up in Santa Barbara. Thanks for joining us from a street busker at 13 to frontman for Classless Act. Derek has performed alongside rock icons like Slash, and he's toured with Joan Jett, Poison, and Mötley Crüe. His electrifying stage presence has graced venues from the Whisky A Go Go to the Foo Fighters' Taylor Hawkins tribute show at the Forum. His new, highly anticipated album is I Can't Imagine, coming again in August of this year. Your music can be, I hope you don't mind me drawing this comparison, but it's a little cinematic at times. It can be inspired by those who have come before you, and it has detail and nuance throughout every song in this album, inspiration, even in the instruments. So this was not, I don't believe you used this microphone on this album, but I read that you used for another album, a microphone that Frank Sinatra liked to use, a Fender Jazzmaster. It has a signature dreamy quality to it. So, Derek, how often do you take the music to these different levels that maybe the listener has no clue about, but you really feel is important to achieve a feel or a sound that's unique to your own, to what you're hearing in your head? Do you do this often? And can you give us some examples with instruments?
Yeah, absolutely. That last record, I mean, the Sinatra mic, I think that was a UE 87 or something. It was down at Straw Horse Studios here in LA. And yeah, I think it was very, it was a good mic. And you mentioned the Fender Jazzmaster. That was the guitar I used on
Okay.
that last record. That's for Fine Lines, another single I did. And I don't know, trying to get what's in your head out onto tape is like kind of impossible. I don't think any musician has ever accomplished it ever.
Like the
Because
way
it's
you hear it, you mean? Like exactly the way you've heard it? Is
yeah,
that the challenge?
yeah. It's I think it's I don't know if it's impossible, but it's really close to impossible. I think any musician or recording artist can agree because in your head it's like this crazy thing. So I mean, as far as what I can't imagine sounds like, the EP and the song, and I think it's pretty close, um, but it's super fun trying to get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. It's super fun listening, but if you want a little feedback there. Uh, so there are, I hope you can do this for me if you can play this little game with me right now. I don't need long answers, just whatever comes to mind for you. But for all of us, I think there are decades that can be these collective defining moments. Like I know how I felt in the 20s. I felt like everything was new and real hard, and I was never going to get to where I wanted to go. Then the 30s really changed, and I felt much more calm. And you know what I mean? So there's decades that we all have that are these collective. When we look back at them, they kind of define. There's defining moments, and there's music that goes along with that. And sometimes there are years or just moments that can define us, but at the same time, they also nudge you in a different trajectory that you were on. And so taking, the timeline, your timeline, and if you could describe to me the best way that you can, just in a few sentences, of who you were when you released the following singles or EPs that I'm going to mention. Just like, where was I at that time? Where was my head? What was I thinking? What was important to me? That kind of thing. So on the single Face Me in 2017, where were you at emotionally, musically in your life?
Um, Face Me, I was very uh what's the word? Green and but very hopeful, but had a lot to learn.
Okay, perfect. And Social Kitten in 2018.
Social Kitten and uh 2013.
Oh, is that
Wait,
2013? I had 2018. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, no, you're right, you're right. Sorry. I'm like hearing there's so many voices in my head.
You're writing songs right now.
Yeah, I'm like trying to put it together. Social Kitten 2018, I was very in love and very like super infatuated with a very specific person and also with life and ideas.
Yeah, because that's what love does, right? So like everything's brighter, everything's within reach, and you're excited about life. That's kind of cool. So you
Yeah.
had that time at that social kid, and I'm gonna go back and listen to these songs after I've heard your answers. How about in 2020 when you had Another Day?
Another day. Very creative, really kind of a little you know, a little that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you have listeners too, people that won't be able to watch this, but I was swaying back and forth for those who can't see.
On the YouTube, yeah, check it out on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, just kind of moving around a bit. That's another
Were
day.
you still in love with the same person?
Yeah, and I still am to this day.
Oh,
But
great.
2018 was quite new for our love. I was like, oh,
So you don't have a breakup song or album or single yet. I'm glad.
no, not
I,
yet. Yeah.
I don't even mean to say yet. Did I say yet? Stay away from that one. But I'm
Yeah.
sure it'd be great if you ever had to write it. How
Mhm.
about Click on Me in 2020? Same kind of that pendulum swinging from side to side, and
Kind of very working really hard. Like, kind of, you know what I learned that year on Click on Me year to work a little. Not that I even learned it, but I was working hard and not smart that year. So whatever that means to anyone, I was just like I feel like I was lifting a lot, not even literally. It just felt like I was carrying a lot and pushing things into places and maybe working overtime for no real return, but in a good way, not so much in
yeah,
a negative way. It was a beautiful lesson year.
you're moving that boulder. You're getting closer and closer to well, this album in 2025, but just to where you want to go, right? So then
Yeah.
Fine Lines in 2021, had anything changed in your life? How do you feel you were at that time? If you can
Oh,
think back that far.
that was beautiful. That Fine Lines making that song was very creative and really therapeutic. I felt like I hit a lot of therapeutic strides just in my life, my personal life, and I was gearing up for a big tour that was coming up afterwards. So just super hopeful and really kind of carefree, living the life, feeling good.
Okay, so now here we are, present day, August this year. You are going to release I Can't Imagine. Uh, do I have the count right? Including the intro, are there songs on this album?
Including the intro, that's 7 total.
Seven total. Really, and Derek provided the album with us. We're listening to it throughout the show today ahead of time. You're gonna get, as you said, you had earworms many times for these songs. I do too. I've actually been. Um, I can't imagine. I can't get it out of my head. I don't want it to leave, but these are songs that kind of stick with you and work their way into your mind and your thoughts all day long. So where are you at now with I Can't Imagine? How are you feeling right now? We talked a little bit about that. You're excited, but what are you feeling as an artist and where you're at your place in the world right now? Where's your head?
I feel a lot more confident in myself and a lot more of a force to be reckoned with. Um, I feel more like in my skin, like I'm living my life, like I'm living my body, and no one has a right over it. No one has a right over anyone's body. So I'm feeling quite like uh, not defensive, but very much. What's the word?
You're sure of yourself, right? I mean,
I'm
that's
sure of myself, but I'm
simplistic,
not
but
letting anyone. I'm protective of myself and I'm standing up for myself, kind of a thing. You know, I feel like this world, not even just people, like things and happenings and actions and politically on a large scale and a tiny scale, like daily struggles try to walk all over you. Even just
Mhm.
getting up in the morning is hard sometimes.
You can
And
get
I'm getting up
distracted.
now, like, no, I'm not gonna like be all like sad about having to get up or whatever. If I have a, like if I pulled a muscle, even I'm kind of like fighting back. I feel like this with this EP and this year and this moment.
That's got to be a good feeling.
It is, but it's also like there's a lot of callus. There's a lot of thick skin that I'm building. It's like I feel like I'm doing push-ups. I'm like, oh, and it feels great when you do your 35 push-ups or whatever.
When it's
But
over, right?
when it's over, exactly. Well,
When you
I
hear
feel like
like,
I'm
"Phew, I
doing
did
them
that."
right now. I'm like, oh, but I feel very proud of it. There's a lot of pride in that, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to this. I'm gonna do this.
That's a major growth. Congratulations. That's got to be a really good place to be, and hard because you get swayed, every day. You get knocked down. You can be distracted. It sounds like you're very focused. And everything that I've read about you or that I've heard about you, Derek, is that you have an incredible work ethic. That you're the hardest worker. You're the hardest musician in the room, and musicians admire that and then they try to keep up with that. Where did you get your hard work ethic from?
Oh, I don't even know. To be honest, I still think I could work harder. I think there's a lot more to work. Um, but I don't know. Actually, I don't have an answer. I don't know.
In your opinion, what does the role of music play as a social purpose for all of us? Have you thought about that?
Yeah.
What's music's social purpose?
I think music is supposed to elicit a feeling mainly. And for instance, like I'm just trying to make people feel excited when they're listening to this record. I want them to feel like giddy and excited and nothing more, nothing less. And if you feel more from it, that's beautiful. That's what you're doing to it. So like when I listen to the Doors, I feel really cool. When I listen to the Beatles, I feel like very excited, but also like cinematic, happy, magical kind of thing. Um, yeah, I think the main purpose of music is to elicit an emotion, some sort.
Hmm. Yeah, good answer. What is that desire? Have you reflected on what it is in you that has the desire to make others excited by your music? How does how does that fulfill you, that desire?
Hmm. Well, it fulfills me in a sense where it feels like I'm not crazy. Like I'm not the only one experiencing life like this, am I? But I really just want everyone to hear something new. I want as many people to hear something as new as it can be. Not that I'm saying offering anything that new, but I'm really trying to. So if I could just kind of share something new, I feel very excited and good about it. I'm like, oh, this is a new thing. It doesn't even have to be music. It could be painting. It could be like a joke, a new joke. It's like the most accomplishing feeling. Hear this kind of thing.
Okay, let's take another quick break, which that brings us to more music. And we all love this. Are you loving this album? We'd definitely love to hear from you. Tell us what you think of the album. It's If You Are Real Tomorrow is what we're going to play right now. I connected with this song. I think most of you will. There's something in there for everyone. If You Are Real Tomorrow. Derek, anything you want to say about the song before we play it here?
No, not really. Sorry. Just I
No, that's all
like
right because the song speaks for. Again, I always hate asking an artist to describe the song because the song becomes what the listener makes it, right? And this one really is vivid, has vivid images and feelings and things like that. So I'd rather just everybody listen to it and come up with their own thing. That's probably how you're feeling.
it.
Imagine. Yeah. Okay. Um, Before we go to break, though, save this on your calendar. Just circle the whole month of August. We don't have an exact date yet, I don't believe. For the new album by Derek Day, it's called I Can't Imagine. The first single is out. We're going to play it coming up here in a moment in its entirety. It's on Flatiron Records, label 51. From busking in Santa Monica to sharing the stage with Mötley Crüe, David Grohl, Derek Day's passion and playfulness have left an indelible mark on audiences worldwide. His Flatiron Recordings debut LP, I Can't Imagine, melds high energy rock with enthralling technical prowess to form a sound captivating, uplifting, and undeniable emotions album. The release for the next single is Push and Pull on 6/6, and on 7/11, Useless Attempts, 8/15, Vergüenza. I'm probably getting further and further away from that every time I say it.
No,
Live.
you're getting closer. It's sounding better.
Okay, I put a little acting in there. Live performances, Derek Day, catch him May 22nd. It's a Thursday. Acoustic at Vulture Culture Oddities at 7 p.m. The show is free, I believe, but you got to RSVP. It's in Burbank, California, so get out there on May 23rd at the Three Rings, 8 p.m. Again, RSVP, and I believe the tickets are free. On May 29th, it's another Thursday. Tina Turner and Rod Stewart tribute at the Canyon Club at 7 p.m. Check them out on one of those. And there may be more coming up, and then we'll talk about the live performances. Okay, here you are. If You Are Real Tomorrow. I'll be right back.